Welcome to 𝐂𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐔, talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of 8:32 a.m. on the Eastern Time on Tuesday, November 8th. Hope you guys have a good week so far, and also hope you guys had a good Monday as a good start of the week. Respect to Ethereum, $100,472, that about 6.11% so far. We are experiencing some sell-off across the crypto market, as we have been discussing. On the technical front, we were quite extended, right? And seeing some short-term normalization, as you are seeing that we come down from 1650 to the next level of 1450. Exactly how the story is being played out is very logical. So I wouldn't say it's a surprise, and obviously with respect to something that we were looking to do in type of a rip off the bandage type of I guess affectation. We are forming a death cross at the moment. We are still gliding down. And are we completely done with respect to the sell-off? It's questionable. We are lingering on at the 1450, but as you get further submerged, and I think we might complete the sell-off based on the MACD is still relatively preliminary. Looking at the weekly right now, are we crossed down completely? It seems like we're not crossed down completely yet. You could see that with respect to the cross-section that we still have this triple heads. But the cross-section on the weekly perspective has not complete. So that means we still will, the market is going to be more incentivized to sell off a little bit more until we recuperate from here. So daily, is doing something that we expect, but weekly still needs to be completed on the cross-section down. Monthly, obviously, is still kind of gliding away, right? Looking to plateau. On the Bitcoin side of the equation, down about 4.58% so far. Monthly is the same as basically what Ethereum is trading at. Weekly, still needs to cross down before we cross up. Daily, it is, you could see that you form a cross section. So same thing. And right now, it seems like we have sold off a little bit more severely in comparisons to Ethereum. We are meeting with a relatively strong support level. But with respect to can we see further sell-off, knowing the fact that, again, right, the weekly is still, have not completed the revolution, we need to do that before we go up from here, right? So seeing lower levels like 17,500, very logical from here, right? Take a look at the news. You could see that today it is election day, right? So we are waiting on which side of the spectrum are we going to be going with this time. Are we going with Democratic? Are we going with Republican? It seems like the Wall Street sentiment is definitely leaning more towards the Republican side, knowing the fact that we are losing some confidence with the current administration. So but ultimately results not complete, right? We're not confirmed, so we have to see. And also with respect to tomorrow is the CPI report, and then subsequently the PPI report. So something we have to be thinking about, right? It's going to be a volatile couple of days. So, hold on to your seats. Do not go, berserk. Some people would be. And you can see that with respect to the 10-year yields is still relatively high at 4.2% so far. I look at ARK Invest and how they're acting. It seems like yesterday was a relatively neutral day. Nothing really, up or down. It seems like they are just kind of buying and selling, day trading, not really doing anything specific. And then also with respect to BlackRock yesterday, you could take a look at it together. It seems like it was a sell day, but also a relatively buy day as well. So again, quite neutral across the spectrum. Nothing really pointing up or down, which makes sense, right? Knowing the fact that, I don't know if you remember, on Friday it was a relatively red day for both ARK Invest and BlackRock, that they sold quite a sizable amount, right? And then look at the politician side of the equation. It seems like it's quite let me just zoom in a little bit more. It seems like with respect to the recent time frame as of November, it's been quite a mixed bag, right? By Virginia Fox, Michael Burgess, Kurt Schreider, Lloyd Doggett. Seems like across the spectrum, it's a relatively sell day for Virginia Fox on these two stocks. PNG, I think that's Procter & Gamble. NEE, I'm not sure what that is. There's some buying activity from Michael Burgess on Microsoft. So, interesting. right? Nothing, but doesn't really tell us like a specific verbiage, you know. And then seems like breaking news: co-CEO Michelle Gass is to step down. I think that's probably getting pushed out because of her lack of tactical nature as an executive. So she's getting pushed out by board members. So that's very logical and possible during this downturn. And then some other things that I'm seeing, just like more trivial news, but seems like, oh, like look at this, like this peaks out right now. Seems like Trump is suggesting he might be launching his 2024 presidential campaign coming up. So that's interesting. So it seems like Trump might be trying to run for election again. Um, I don't know how to feel about that, but obviously, you know, it's quite kind of mixed bag between like which side of the spectrum are Americans thinking about at this point. So obviously, the crypto side it is relatively suppressed, which just makes sense, and you can see that across the altcoin side of the equation is just red, deep red across the spectrum. Ahead of the election, and you can see that many of us are basically crossing down on the daily. Weekly still need to cross down, so a little bit more sell off wouldn't be that illogical for us. SPY is looking to resuscitate a little bit, but with respect to the daily, you can see that we're still quite elongated on a daily. Weekly is looking quite nice, quite bullish. Like we are looking to kind of reverse up, cross up, and then pump up from here. Let's take a look at selective stocks. It seems like Tesla has broke below the 200 mark. Weekly looks not terrible, like it's quite bullish. Daily looks like about to cross down a little bit. So seeing a little bit more submergence wouldn't be surprising, but we are quite submerged already. So just slightly lower level would not be a surprise. And then across the other spectrum, I would say they're trading quite comparably across multiple other stocks. So yeah, it's a quicker one than usual. Obviously, tomorrow is gonna today we'll see how that will play out. Um, I think you know based on just historical observation, if we were gonna be leaning more towards the Republican side of the spectrum, we are definitely gonna see some sort of reversal. But if we're gonna see the Democratic, based on just collective experience so far, we might see a little bit more, you know, suppression, which I wouldn't be surprised. You know, obviously, you know, Republicans is mostly, you know, driven or correlated with Wall Street, with their policies, with the tactics. So something we have to think about, and also with respect to obviously on tomorrow and the days after would be the CPI and the PPI report, right, which will depict the picture around inflationary pressure. How has the 75 basis point been working so far, right? So we'll see. A lot of moving pieces, a lot of ups and downs. But I'm here. Let me know if you have any questions. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you'll get the comprehensive understanding of like all the stocks and crypto that we follow on a day-to-day basis. I think we hold about 200 total of assets so far. So let me know if you have any questions on each one. Have a good one. Have a good rest of the Tuesday, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.